Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities.
Turnbuckles and stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling match. I looked at her and I said, hey, what part of Brooklyn you in?
We're not in Brooklyn, sir. We're in upstate New York in Dutchess County. I'm originally from Yonkers. Hung out in the park.
I guess you guys don't know each other that well.
Oh,
it is me, your favorite part of the Turnbuckles and Stogies podcast, the Vanilla Grill. How is everybody out there in podcast land doing today? Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Enjoy your Sunday with your mothers, your fathers, you know, whoever you appreciate on this day, grandmothers. Big shout out from us to you guys. Enjoy your Mother's Day. So we are here outside today. I'm actually smoking, and so is the other part of this podcast. We are smoking the Don Pepin Garcia Vegas Cubanas to start the morning. I got that paired with a nice cup of coffee on this beautiful Sunday morning here in the lovely, lovely, lovely place called New York. Now, let's talk about some stuff we got coming up. So as you guys know, last week our guest MC Shan couldn't make it. Don't worry, that episode will be coming out, if not this Sunday, or no, not sorry. We'll be filming it on Wednesday, so probably drop next week. So we'll have the week off, and then we'll be sitting down with another music producer, songwriter, record producer, actor, Chris DeGlove from the movie Breaking. He'll be sitting down with us as well. We have an interview coming up with La Rosa Negra Cigars, so they'll be on here as well. Probably set that up this week. If not this week, maybe next week. Set it up, film it with them, drop it on the 25th so you guys can watch. Working on June. I'm trying to get some other wrestlers on here for you guys, some more cigar makers. If you guys have anybody you want on, DM us on Instagram at Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. If you know anybody that wants to come on and looking for a podcast, send them our way. You know, we want to support everybody we can, and you know, let you guys know what's going on in their world and about them and their brand. Trying to get some of the big brands on here too, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But I'm working on it, I promise. I'm seeing what I can do. I might see if I can get maybe Aganorsa on here. See what I can do. You know, because I know everybody loves Aganorsa. And you may have smoked them and not even known it. You may have smoked something rolled out of their factory, may not have even known that. So, this is such a good cigar. Such a great cigar. Not something you can find. Well, you can find it everywhere, but up here, not everybody carries them. Actually, found it in a smoke shop by the house. So, you know, listen, that's a great thing for everybody. Great thing for everybody. So now, as most of you know, last night was Backlash, and I say lesser known company because not a lot of people know about them, but a lot of people do at the same time. Major League Wrestling had their Azteca Lucha show last night, their joint show with Major League Wrestling and EMLL out of Mexico. They brought all their luchadors up, champions, all kind. Oh, the show was absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Got to finish watching it, but everything I've seen from the highlights to what I've watched, a fantastic show from top to bottom. If you're a Lucha Libre fan, that show was for you because it had the Lucha Libre, it had your hard-hitting heavyweight action, had legends. It's a great show. What up? And then Backlash, of course, it started off a little rough. It was a great show overall. It just some of the matches were a little lackluster. The four-way men's match was fucking amazing for the U.S. belt between Jacob Fatu, L.A. Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre kicked off the show. And man, that fucking match was great. Match was absolutely killer. And there was a big, big, big debut in that match. You had Jeff Cobb. He showed up and helped Jacob retain the belt along with Solo. That's okay. I'm taking over the show anyway. Yeah, that debut was big. More details have come out about that and him coming back and how he got signed and how all that happened. Nope, just hit the power button on the bottom. So he showed up.
All right, bitches, I'm here.
He's here. He's right over there.
I'm here. Hello.
You might have to just move over. I got a lighter. Don't worry about it.
I'm here.
So, yeah. So, details came out about Jeff Cobb last night. Early this morning, you want to call it that. He's been signed as far back as WrestleMania.
Right. He was signed in May.
He's been signed as far back as February and March. I might have to go grab fuel.
I just got to go to the lighter back there.
Yeah, they said he's been signed as far back as March, and what he was doing was fulfilling his contractual obligated dates with New Japan, because he was signed as when he was still one half of the New Japan Tag Team Champions, the heavyweight tag team champions. So he's been signed as far back as then, which means he's had plans to leave Japan for a while. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot left for him to do.
As you guys could tell, we got new microphones so you can hear us better.
He would have had to actually win I think the only thing he would have really had to do was win some singles gold. But he knew that's probably his cap in Japan was probably only for tag team gold. So he decided to, take his talents back to the States because he's been in Japan for, Jesus, got to be like 15 years now. He's been over in Japan.
Right.
The only time he was ever in the States, and he wore a mask when he was in the States.
Right. Yes, he did.
When he worked for he mainstream TV in the States, he wore a mask and he worked as Matanza Cueto for Lucha Underground when they filmed in California. And then he did, obviously, the independent shows here in the States. Not very many of them, though, because he was doing so much over in Japan. But he was loving it in Japan. He was making good money over there. But it was time for him to come home. It's time for him to come back to the States and reaffirm his legitimacy with the big companies.
Right, right.
So, and then after the four-way match that Jacob retained, you had that match. You had Penta and Dom, Pat and Gunther. You had the main event of John Cena and Randy Orton. And then there's one match I'm forgetting. But
Becky Lynch?
Becky and Lyra, yep. Yes, Becky and Lyra, there it is. That was it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you had Becky and Lyra. You had Becky and Lyra, which was a great match. Just all that was really was to tell a story, to continue their rivalry. I think that's going to turn out to be a really good one. I don't know how long they're going to drag it out. Lyra snuck one in on Becky. That was for that. I think the belt was actually on the line.
Yes, it was.
Yes. She snuck one in. So
but that's mentor versus student.
Well, and the other thing with the men's match, I think they said Drew got hurt when he took the fall from heaven, from Damien onto the table. Drew's head missed the table and smacked the concrete. So he had to go get checked out for that one too. And then after Becky and Lyra was Penta and Dom.
Excuse me.
Yes. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm in the middle of doing something.
I'll have some bacon.
Yeah, Penta and Dom was another phenomenal
my daughter.
match.
She wants to know if we want bacon and eggs.
I mean, that match was fantastic. I won't lie. Penta and Dom was very good. I was very impressed of the showing of Dom because they don't normally give him all that time. They don't normally give him a chance to go in by himself. He's normally got to have however many people behind him or interfere. But lately, what they've been doing is they've been having him have his people interfere the Judgment Day, and they've been getting caught.
Yes.
So, they're giving him a chance to defend the title on his own, and he really is. He's holding his own, which a lot of people didn't think he could do. But I think WrestleMania kind of.
Well, I mean, let's get it straight. He's Eddie Guerrero's son.
Well, yeah, but let's you got to go back to Mania, and that'll really tell you that he can hold his own.
Eddie Guerrero's son.
He hung with Braun, he hung with Penta, and who was the fourth person at Mania? I forget. Finn?
Yes.
He hung with all those guys at WrestleMania in the four-way on the big stage.
So now let's talk about something. Let's talk about the releases.
Well, I want to finish covering.
Oh, you want to finish covering this week?
Yeah.
I didn't watch wrestling this week, guys, because I'm a hardworking man.
I'm in the middle of.
I'm a hard worker, so I got to be in bed early because
I'm in the middle of
hard
covering
for a living.
Backlash.
I work hard for a living.
We covered the releases last week.
So there was more after that.
There wasn't that many more. They released most of them last week.
Just so y'all know, I'm a hard worker. I work hard. You know, I work
So-
harder than I ever did before.
Listen, on that note, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come
I'll
back,
take a break. It's only 11:15.
we'll finish covering.
Play the Mac Attack. You got that one?
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what else is on here. So when we come back from break, we'll be playing we'll be talking all about the rest of the Backlash card, and then moving on to maybe some releases in MLW.
You're just as scared as I am of this, but we both know love is always a risk. And when the storm clouds come, most will run away. But between you and I, all I have to say is, baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. And through the darkest nights, we will be just fine. And we'll be left with lavender sky, lavender skies. We've both been hurt like hell before, but we both know sometimes love is war. And when the storm clouds come, most won't stand in the rain and dance. But between you and I, we should take a chance. 'Cause baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. And through the darkest nights, we will be just fine. And we'll be left with lavender skies, lavender skies. It might take a while to figure some things out. Nothing worth it comes easy. Through the time and miles, I've never had a doubt. I need you and you need me. 'Cause baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. 'Cause baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. And through the darkest nights, we will be just fine. And we'll be left with lavender skies, lavender skies.
Recommended me. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy fun day, happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, all you single fathers, and all y'all moms, and I say moms because, you know, some people have 2 moms, some people have 2 dads. So happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Hope y'all are having a great day. We're enjoying the weather out here in New York. It's fucking beautiful. You know, I got work tomorrow, so hope everybody enjoys. Oh, wait, no, do I have work?
No, I go back to work tomorrow.
Oh, he goes back to work. I'm retarded, so I don't have to work tomorrow.
And I also, this week, have to take a little time out, maybe tomorrow night when I get home, and I got to update the Spotify.
So just
I've
so
been
y'all
behind
know,
on that. That's been my fault.
our guest from last week
I already told them.
couldn't make it because he doesn't get up early in the morning.
I told them we're gonna film the interview and put it out.
And we also
next
have
week.
another special guest coming on that. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is yet,
Oh,
but he's been in movies.
I already did that.
Oh, so he blew up my spot. This is why I can't say a fucking. He can't keep secrets.
You do it to me all the time.
He can't keep fucking secrets. This guy.
You do it to me all the time.
This guy can't keep fucking secrets.
Yeah, I kind of already did that.
Well, I do have a secret coming, and he don't even know yet because they're emailing me, not the podcast page.
I told them about La Rosa Negra too. That they're gonna be coming on too.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
See, that's why I have one more secret, and I'm not even telling you until you finish email.
Probably already told me.
No, I didn't.
And I also just
Because
haven't
I just got the
much
email.
attention.
And it sent it to my email, not your email.
Well, they said if it goes to the podcast email, that's our email.
It's not going to that email. It's going to my email.
Should all go to the podcast email.
No. When I want a secret, I send them to my email.
You can't even keep secrets that I tell you.
What secret did you tell me? That you were getting a sex change?
No, I've told you secrets about multiple guests coming on. The first thing you do when we get on the air, guys, guess who we have next week? And you blow it up right away anyway, so I don't know.
The secret is your secrets are out, blop.
No, I mean,
Shout out to my man, Coop.
I was definitely...
Coop, we need to have Cigar Army on again, you heard? We'll come up to the lounge and film. We got 4 microphones now, so it's going to be good.
I definitely... There's definitely some stuff that I love. Last night's show, though, was fantastic. I thought it turned out great. After... I mean, they let the Pat McAfee match was...
That was tremendous.
That was actually really good. They didn't let Gunther squash him. You know, Pat is actual wrestler. They actually let Pat put up a fight.
He's an actual wrestler, for y'all that don't know. He is an actual wrestler. When he retired 9 years ago, he bought a ring, put it in his house, and started training. So Pat is an actual wrestler. Don't sleep on that man. That man will fucking power bomb you, slap you like a bitch. I'm just saying. He ain't gonna slap me because I'll potato him.
No, he he showed out last night, and he kind of put on for all the announcers. You know that those guys, they're not gonna sit there and let them bully them and whatever they called it. You know, do all those things to them, and they're actually going to defend the announcer's honor. Now, for those who didn't see, I don't know if anybody picked up on Pat's jersey he wore last night. Because if anybody remembers the promo he cut on Raw when he called Gunther out, he said that he was one loyal motherfucker. And if you look at what the back of his jersey said, they put letters there and they spelled it completely different so they could sell the jersey. And on the side up here, the patch says, "Loyal till I'm in the soil." Now, I think that's going to be a great marketing ploy if they actually sell it, because a lot of people will buy that, myself included. But that match was freaking awesome. Gunther shook Pat's hand at the end of it. I don't think this is the end of Gunther and Pat. I think you get a little bit more out of that. And then after that, you had the main event. Randy Orton and John Cena. That match was actually.
Sorry, guys. I'm forwarding the podcast.
Yeah, I haven't even done that yet. That match was
I'm doing that now.
absolutely fantastic. See, they only had 5 matches. That's why it wasn't as long and always could have been better because they only did 5 matches.
First of all, it's not a pay-per-view. It's on Netflix, motherfucker.
No, it was a pay-per-view. That was a pay-per-view.
It's on Netflix.
No, it's on Peacock where all their stuff is. It was only on Netflix internationally. But no, I mean the pay-per-view, there wasn't. The only thing they might have been missing was a tag team title match. You know, put the Street Profits on there, something like that. I mean that could have been added for sure. Even the New Day defending the belts. I mean I think the show wound up being very good overall. From top to bottom, I think it was very good. You know, everything could always be better.
See, now this is a real cigar smoker, guys. That's a real cigar smoker. He got a 80 ring in his mouth.
You know, it always could have been better. It always could be better, but there's always room for improvement. But I think that show told a lot of stories, is what it did. You know, it showed at the end of the John Cena and Randy Orton match. You know, John won clean, so it didn't win clean. Randy lost. Yeah, it kind of.
See,
R-Truth didn't ruin it only because on Saturday night's main event, I believe, coming up, it's supposed to be John Cena and R-Truth for the title. So it kind of makes sense he came out because what they're doing is planting the seeds to go into that match. Now, Cena is battling himself because last night he got the thank you Cena chance after he walked out of the ring.
So here's the thing. So I don't know if you watched the interview after the pay-per-view. So R-Truth came out and goes, John, that was really great what we did, right? That was really good. He goes, that was really good what we did. And he goes, R-Truth, you interfered in my match. He goes, yeah, but that was really good. He goes, that was really good. And that's all he kept saying. So shout out to R-Truth. That guy don't need a pop. He don't need anything because that man shows up on anything and he goes, he could look at Hulk Hogan and go, oh my God, look at Sid Vicious. And he just gets the pop. That's the way it works.
So, yeah. So like I was saying, they're going to go at it at Saturday night's main event. But Cena battling himself now is kind of the thing because he started out as a heel and now people love him. He got the thank you Cena chance last night after the match. You know, he kind of stood outside the ring and you could see that he wanted to go back in and give a thank you speech to everybody. And, you know, he kind of had to fight himself and realize.
But he can't because The Rock didn't give him permission.
That Rock storyline is done.
The Rock owns him.
That Rock storyline is done.
But The Rock owns his soul.
No, he doesn't anymore. That's done. There's no other plans for The Rock to be involved.
Because The Rock is making friggin' 20 movies.
There's no other plans for him to be involved. That
the
was
only guy that can show up to a pay-per-view whenever he wants.
That was the only time he was ever supposed to be involved was for Cena to turn heel, and that's it.
Rock is the only guy that can show up whenever he wants.
There's no other owner. There's no other thing to do.
He has more stocks than the regular owner.
He's done now. There was no other storylines. There was no other plans in the storylines to progress that.
He has more stocks than the regular owner.
It was. It happened, and now Cena's a heel. I think by the time he leaves, maybe he's a baby face, or he's going to be that heel that everybody loves to hate, or hates to love, depending on how you look at it. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. And you know, I'm a fan of it. I like it. I think it's going to be great. It's great for everybody.
Right.
You know, it's great for everybody, for everyone involved in that. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. I think personally, before he leaves, you see him. I think you see him and Randy one more time, and I think he wins. Randy wins it. In my opinion, I think Randy wins, and Cena drops the belt to Randy on his way out. Not that he needs it, but I think that's how they do it. I think Randy gets the belt on Cena's way out and becomes 15 times.
Right.
I think that's how they do this.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, you know. I mean, let's be honest. WWE is going up now because they bought whatever the hell is that shit is.
AAA.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah. Then they're doing Then you have the show, in June for for AAA and NXT for Worlds Collide. Then you have, what do you say? Damn freaking notifications. You're probably right with Cena dropping it to Cody or to Randy at some point, because I believe they're setting it up for Cody to come back as a heel. It's possible. Maybe he comes back as a heel. Who knows? I definitely think Cena drops it to Randy, because if he doesn't drop it to Randy, the only other person I see him dropping it to, and because they set it up at the Chamber, would be Punk. That's the only other person I could see him dropping it to on his way out.
That could be.
Unless Cody comes back and Cody gets the big pop and he dethrones Cena on the way out the door. That's also a possibility. You know, they can go a lot of ways with this. Hell, I mean, they could even have R-Truth beat him at Saturday Night's Main Event. Make R-Truth world champ.
Possibility.
I mean, do I think that's going to happen? No, because I don't think he wants it.
R-Truth don't need it. He's over. He's over.
But he's
for acting the way
but
he is.
He's held a belt. You know,
He's held the hardcore title like fucking 100
but not
times.
only that, he's held the NWA championship. He's held probably one of the most prestigious championships in the business that ever existed.
He's been doing this fucking 40 years. Nobody realizes R-Truth is like almost 60 years old.
You know, he's
like 60 years old. You don't need to
hold
hold
that
nothing.
old.
Yes, he is. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'll let you know.
I don't think he's that old. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I didn't think he was that old. I think he's in his late 40s, maybe early 50s.
No, because he's been wrestling with Jerry Lawler.
Memphis was still a thing in the late 90s, early 2000s.
He's 53 years old.
Yeah, he's early 50s.
He's 53.
Yeah, he's early 50s. So he's got quite a while to go, because he still keeps his body in good shape. You know, like Randy said last night, this is John's retirement tour. He said, I'm not limiting my tour to dates, 27 dates left. He said, my retirement tour is the next 5 to 10 years, and I'm going to enjoy it, every minute of it. And, you know, I think by the time is all said and done, I think Randy probably ties John.
Well,
in world title reigns.
Since R-Truth is under WWE, he's held the SmackDown brand under the ring name R-Truth, WWE 2 times,
tag titles,
United States Championship, and multi-time WWE 24 champion, and 2-time WWF Hardcore champion.
He's like a 247-time 24/7 champion. He has the most combined. If you put all of his reigns together, he is the GOAT.
GOAT. GOAT. GOAT. That's how you spell it, by the way.
You know, so listen, there's coming out of that, there's a lot of ways they can go with this run. Who knows? I think if Cena drops it, if he doesn't drop it to Cody, he drops it to Randy or Punk, in my opinion, because I think that would set up perfectly. Randy winning the belt would probably set up better, just because of the history and you know, they came up together through OVW. Their careers have been on similar paths for the last 2 decades.
I think Randy should win the belt and then retire.
No, Randy said he's got 5-10 years left.
Well, that's up to his wife.
No, it's up to him.
Whenever his wife says cut it.
He's not going to cut it because that Randy's still in good shape. Randy can still go. So
shit, I'm in the best shape of my life. Look
No,
at these
you're not.
fucking guns.
not at all.
Look at these fucking guns. Look at these guns. I'm in the best shape of my
No, you're
fucking
not.
life.
Try again.
Shit. I could go another fucking 20 years in the wrestling business.
But no, Randy's got about he's always said he's got about 5 or 10 years left. He's been saying that for the last year or two now. That 5 or 10 years is.
And just so you know, Randy always hangs out down the hill from my house at the Hobo.
You know, he pretty much sticks to himself. You know, as far as.
But if you see him, he will sign your autograph and take a picture.
As far as like, he doesn't really travel. Most of his traveling is done with the WWE.
Well, he does travel back here because his wife's family's from here.
Yeah.
From Wappinger Falls, New York. Thank you very much.
But yeah, I mean, this coming out of Backlash, there's a lot of places they can go. I think you see Penta and Dom go at it quite a bit more. I think there's still more to become there. I think there's something with El Grande Americano and Penta coming out of that.
Chad Gable.
Because you know he beat Phoenix. He cheated Penta out of the IC title.
Chad Gable.
So I think there's a story to be had there as well.
I'm gonna have to light spray.
You know, it's a lot. There's a lot coming out of that pay-per-view for just a short amount of matches. And then after that, that ended at 9:45.
I was in bed by 6 o'clock.
And then no, you weren't. You should have been in bed hours before that, but.
Excuse me, I'm the father. You're the son. Thank you very much.
Yeah, from the fact you couldn't keep your eyes open all day.
Thank you very much. I'm the father. You're the son.
Right.
Next question, please.
Right.
Next question, please.
It wasn't really a question. It was a statement.
So just so y'all know, I am fully retired from the United States government. So I have nothing to do all day.
That's nice.
So I sit home. I do the honey-do list. And when I'm done with the honey-do list at 3 o'clock in the morning, have nothing to do the rest of the day except pick him up, pick the wife
go
up,
back to sleep like
pick
normal
up
people
the
do.
daughter, clean the house, do the laundry, and then drop them back off to work. So that's what I do.
Well, I usually take the car anyway in the morning. You don't even take me.
Sometimes. When I got nothing to do. Now I'm going back to work. Now I'm going back to work, so you ain't got to worry about it. I'll have my own car soon. Within this week. Thank you very much. Next question.
Then you had, after that ended at 10 o'clock or 9:45. Yeah, that ended at 9:45. And then by the time that was over and they showed that Cena leaving the ring, getting all the chants, it was almost 10. Or it was actually 10 o'clock. So they started their press conference, and then I switched over to YouTube, and I started watching MLW Azteca Lucha from Chicago. That was actually a very good show. Like I said earlier, for all of you Lucha Libre fans, I told them we were smoking that earlier. So that's what we were both smoking.
And it wasn't done on purpose.
For all of you Lucha Libre fans, I suggest you go check that show out, because that show was very good. They always put on a good show, MLW. Especially now that they're working with CMLL as a partnership. It's
So what I'm hearing through the grapevine is that Alberto Del Rio may be coming back to
no.
WWE.
So I know what you're talking about. He's not.
Are
what
you
hap-
sure about that?
Yes. What happened is just like
Page?
when they bought WCW and everything, they're assuming the contracts. They're not signing those guys. They're not signed to WWE. They're signed to AAA contracts. They're not signed to WWE. What
I'm
they're
just
doing,
saying. They said that
Yeah,
Alberto
no.
Del Rio's in talks with Triple H right now.
Alberto Del Rio's been in talks with them for the last 10 years since he got released. And every time he says there's talks, there's never talks. They come flat out and say he's not talking
Since
to
he's
them.
done the porno?
That wasn't him. He beat women. They don't want that there.
I don't want it there either.
But he's signed to a AAA contract. They're only assuming contracts. They're not AAA. They're still under the AAA banner. They're still under the AAA contracts. They're not signed to WWE contracts. Alberto's not coming back. I'd be surprised if they brought him back.
Bring him back and just let him be a fucking jobber.
That's really what he was to begin with. It's really what he was to begin
Fucking
with.
jobber.
Well, that's really what he was. That's exactly what he was.
So
listen, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, guys. We've been talking for a little while now. We'll be back.
What you got, why you got it good. Always just a little misunderstood. But I never tried to change you, even when you're drunk all day. Every time you break, oh, it breaks my heart. Watching you drown yourself and fall apart. You're killing yourself, and it's killing me to have to say. Though it hurts so much, 'cause I love you. You were my best friend. You were my muse. The story with a good end. My rhythm blues. You were my soulmate. A damaged man. And I paid for it. As much as I think I can. And I thought in the end you would miss me. But I guess I wasn't stronger than the whiskey. I've heard it only hurts 'cause you love so deep. Letting you go after all the cheap shots you take of me and Jameson. Your daddy don't help, no, he feeds you lies. And you're wondering why you can't sleep at night in the bed I made. Oh, I thought you were the one, 'cause you were my best friend. You were my muse. The story with a good end. My rhythm blues. You were my soulmate. A damaged man. And I paid for it. As much as I think I can. And I thought in the end you would miss me. But I guess I wasn't stronger than the whiskey. Oh, it hurts so much 'cause I love you. And you were my best friend. You were my muse.
Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday, happy fun day, happy Mother's Day to all you people out there. Yo, this is Turnbuckles and Stogies with your host with the most, the big dog, the producer, the Vanilla Gorilla. You heard? We are back, and we hope everybody's having a great Mother's Day. And if you got partners, 2 moms, 2 dads, Mother's Day to y'all too.
Yep. I said,
Single parents,
whoever
whatever.
you use to celebrate this day, happy Mother's Day to them
Correct.
from us. It covers all the bases.
Correct.
You know, everybody's situation is different, so.
My situation is different too. I don't have a mother. So, what are we going to talk about today?
I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit about what I saw on. I didn't watch all of the MLW show. I just seen a clip with Matt Riddle and Dijak for the belt last night. It's the clip is kind of. It's not doesn't look good for the promotion, so to say.
Okay.
But we all know, you know as well as I do, things happen. People mess up. They don't hit, they don't hit the ring the right way.
Correct.
It looks sloppy.
Okay.
Did
Did they wipe their feet when they got in?
Everybody does in that company.
Okay.
But it's not even that. It's the way somebody went to get in the ring. It looked kind of sloppy.
Okay.
People are shitting on it, but it's people who, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but it's people who just react and review.
Okay.
They don't know that sometimes a big man isn't supposed to slide under the bottom rope.
Right.
Sometimes big men don't have enough gas to get themselves up and through.
Right.
It just looks sloppy. I'll pull it up so you can see what I'm talking about. And then you can kind of give what you think. Where is it? Let me see. I just had it pulled up. That's why. They said this is how you want to sell the promotion to people. But I didn't see it that. Look, I'm going to show you here. I don't think it was sloppy. Look, it shit happens. Watch.
You don't slide under the ring.
But you see what I'm saying?
You don't slide under the ring.
No, but it's not. They said everything was sloppy. It's not sloppy.
You don't slide under the ring.
He was a big dude trying to slide in, and
right.
Most big guys can, but it didn't. It just wasn't right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's not sloppy to the extent of it looks bad, but it happens. It happens in every company.
I don't think I ever slid under the ring. I don't think I ever slid under the rope.
But it's not even, people are
big
it
dude
looks
like
sloppy.
me, a fat dude. You don't slide under the rope. You run, you jump up, and you fucking go over the rope.
But people were saying, it looks
what
sloppy.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
It really didn't look that bad, honestly. Sometimes when that happens, and you've been there, once one thing happens, it just kind of all, it all spirals a little bit.
You know what it is? And I'm going to tell you this from a wrestling point of view. So a lot of these people that come into the business now think that and I've had this happen several times.
Well, what I'm going to preface that guy with is he came up through NWA and through Wild Side with Bill Behrens.
Yes.
So you can say he was properly trained in everything.
Right.
Because he came up through that same Wild Side circuit that AJ came through. Air Paris came through, Shannon Moore, all those guys down there, they all came through that circuit.
But
so just for the people watching, the guy that they're saying was sloppy had come up through the NWA circuit.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying he was properly trained. It just shit happens.
But the thing is this. You come up through the training from them. I've been trained by Pete McKay, Johnny Rods, Afarawa Simone, Samu, Rakishi. You got to come up with your own way of getting in the ring.
And he normally
And-
goes up and over.
So why did he go under the rope? I have no idea. That was the stupidest move because it did look sloppy.
And I'm not saying
Coming from a wrestling point of view, it did look
I'm
sloppy.
not saying
And when he came in the back, I would have said, "Yo, bro, that shit was sloppy as a fuck."
I'm not saying it didn't look sloppy. But what I'm saying is we all know shit happens. Your foot can get caught sliding in on the apron. Your foot might get caught on the, under the ring apron. You know what I mean? It's just they're saying it looks sloppy because this, that, and the third. But realistically, you don't know if he slipped on something getting in.
Should I smoke another cigar?
It's up to you. You don't know if he slipped on something getting in. You don't know if he slipped or his foot got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different factors that we don't know because we weren't there. And it's not our place to say, "Oh, that looks sloppy, that looked this."
And who was that again?
That was MLW.
No, who was the wrestler?
That was Kruger.
He's a new guy.
No, he's not. He's been around a while.
He's a new guy to me.
He used to not have a mask. You've seen him before.
He's a new guy to me.
No, you've seen him before. I'm gonna tell you exactly where you saw him. When we get off the air, because I don't want to disgrace that promoter.
Just tell me where you saw him.
When we get off the air, I'll tell you exactly
Why
where you
can't
saw
you tell
him.
me now?
Because you know the promoter, you worked for the promoter, you have a lot of respect for him, and so do I.
Is that magic?
No. I will tell you though, you'll know exactly why when we get off the air and I tell you who he worked for under his other name. Because you have a lot of respect for this guy.
Jimmy, what's up, Jimmy? What's going on, Jimmy?
What's up?
James Allen, what are you doing, James Allen?
Yeah, I mean, listen. People are saying that that's how you want to sell the company. You're taking one bad moment and saying that's the tape you want to use to sell the company. You take that one little bad moment, but you have to go back and look at the track record.
But once you sell that bad moment, once you put that bad moment on live TV, that shit is a wrap. ESPN, Pat McAfee, they're gonna have a ball with it.
No, actually, their stuff doesn't usually make it there.
They're gonna have a ball with it.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about WWE too, and AEW, and TNA, and every promotion out there. I mean, really, it is what shit happens in this business.
Yo, fix your catalytic converter. That shit is dragging.
He has no muffler. That's what that is.
Fucking moron.
No, they don't use that tape to sell the company because that's not the
happy
highlights
Mother's
they're
Day,
going to show.
motherfucker.
That's not the tape they're going to show.
That's gotta be my brother.
It is.
Happy Mother's Day, motherfucker.
That's exactly who that is. That's not.
That's my brother, everybody.
Yeah, that's who that is. That's not who.
He said, "Happy Mother's Day, motherfuckers."
But no, listen, that tape, it's just a highlight that they're going to show how Dijak lost.
Jim, you want to come on? We'll send you the link.
That's it. It's just going to be how Dijak lost.
Come on for a half hour.
Dijak, what they're basically saying is that's Matt Riddle gave Dijak his first loss. But see, what people don't realize is they're taking that bad moment. What was in that moment? Matt Riddle essentially didn't beat him clean. See, Dijak got his first loss in MLW, but he wasn't beat clean.
Doesn't matter.
But I'm saying
Still got his first loss.
yes. But what I'm saying is now coming out of that, it's going to be, I got hit with a briefcase and all this, and that's what it took to beat me. You couldn't beat me on your own as world champion. That's the thing. And that's what people need to take from that is it's the same thing you could take from the Cena match. Randy and Cena aren't done because he didn't lose clean.
I agree.
The same way Riddle and Dijak aren't done because Riddle technically didn't beat Dijak clean because he got hit with a briefcase and everything else and all this other stuff that happened. And that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be he didn't beat him clean.
Jim, jump on with us, Jim.
He said no. He didn't beat him clean. And that's the biggest takeaway is, some of those big matches, the best way to extend it or, run it back again to have him lose clean is to have him lose dirty.
Correct.
Or to have him win the belt is to have him lose dirty and
Correct.
then cheat and win the belt dirty.
Correct.
There's ways to do this.
Correct.
And that's what people don't understand. And that's what the takeaway is from that entire 10 seconds of that match is Dijak didn't lose clean.
Correct.
He got hit with a briefcase from Kruger. Tom Lawler was there. He hit Kruger. Riddle didn't actually win clean. And it's not saying that Riddle can't win clean because he can. And that's the biggest takeaway from that match is that Dijak is built up to be this big dude. He hasn't, and he's a hell of a wrestler. WWE dropped they didn't drop the ball because he was feeding information to the dirt sheets.
So now let's talk about Westchester County Center coming up.
That already happened.
Oh, that happened already.
That was last night.
I wasn't there.
I didn't go. I was going to go.
I can't tell you.
I don't know what happened.
Shout out to Romeo.
I don't know what happened at that show. I haven't seen any. I've seen pictures, but I haven't seen any updates yet.
So now let's talk about ACW.
That's next weekend.
Let's talk about that.
Actually, all the belts are up for grabs.
When are you coming on a podcast?
The tag team titles are up for grabs in a steel cage with the Now and Sent to Slaughter. The world title is on defense. Richard Holiday versus Matt Cardona. I believe there's a national championship that they created.
So when are you coming on a podcast is the question.
The women's belt. And a couple other, then there's a few other matches in there. But it's, I think Matt Riddle's there. Real One. Tommy Dreamer's going into the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
For the National Watch.
Which really, with all the stuff that's went on in that building wrestling-wise, they really should have had a Hall of Fame years ago. Well,
the National Watch know what they're doing.
It should have been in there years ago. And that's a thing that, you know, like the ECW Arena does the 2300 Hall of Fame. The Civic Center. And there goes your beer all over the computer.
Sorry. I got it.
My phone.
Fuck.
We're going to take a break, guys.
Son of a bitch.
We'll be right back.
Hombre muerto.
Dead man. 10 years hard time for something I didn't do. You've been living on easy street. Now justice coming to you. You're a dead man. You're a dead man walking.
What is up? What is up, mofos? Yo, your host with the most, the big dog, the producer, the Vanilla Gorilla. We are back. Yo, sorry for the little inconvenience, but there was a fucking bee. I smacked it, and my shit went all over the
smack
table.
The bee, you smacked the can.
And
you missed the bee completely.
It is what it is. So be it. Next commercial break is in 12:30. So that's the next commercial break. 12:30.
That's the end of the show.
Correct. Unless we ended it early, it's up to you. You the boss.
Well, we'll figure it out. I mean, it is Mother's Day today. So we'll see. We might cut it short today.
I gotta go see my daughter's dress for her prom. I gotta go take care of that. You know, she's graduating in less than 60 days. Actually, 54 days.
So
whenever the boss says it's over, it's over. I'm good with that. I'm game. So if you want to end it, it's up to you, son.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else I got to cover.
We have nothing else to cover. We cut everything. So we are going to be dropping a show. We're going to record this week.
The next two shows will probably be recorded.
The next two shows are going to be recorded. The one show he told you. I don't know if he told you the other show yet.
I said MC Shan. And then I said La Rosa Negra.
See, I got a surprise. So we have a famous DJ coming on too. We ain't gonna say that now, but.
And then I told him about the other guy, but we don't have a date set for him
yet. Who's the other guy?
The guy from Breaking.
This fucking guy. He don't know how to keep secrets.
Well, people asked what we had coming up, so I told them.
He don't know how to keep fucking secrets.
No, that's you.
No, you don't know how to keep secrets, Scott. I told you, shut the fuck up.
I said that. I told them that way early this morning when we first started the show.
So, guys, we're going to have MC Shan. We're going to drop his show. We're going to have La Rosa Negra, who's a cigar company out of Syracuse, New York. Utica.
We're just waiting on to set up a day with him.
And then we're going to have Tony the Glove, who was in the movie Breaking. He's also a DJ and a famous producer. So there you have it. Now that he let the cat out the fucking bag.
The cat was out of the bag.
Motherfucker.
Earlier.
So on that note, you motherfuckers have a great Mother's Day. Enjoy it.
Spend the day with your family.
Go spend it with your family, because now I got to go to the mall and check out my daughter's prom dress. And hang out with the kid.
You guys have fun.
We'll talk to y'all soon.
Maybe we'll do a pop-up next week. Who knows, during the week, maybe we'll see.
Let's do a pop-up next week. We can do that now.
I'll see what I can do. So, all right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.